Hi, it's Chris, and welcome back to the Bad Hair. What do we have on the show today? This is my super duper world's most expensive Amiga 4000 quote tower. It's a desktop in a case I had converted by Reynolds Case Clinic, which didn't go well. You saw all that mess. We worked out the bugs through 3D printing, brackets, and various things. This is a really cool computer. It runs the Z3660 or the Z3660 with a Z-turn adapter, HDMI, RTG, Ethernet, you've seen it before, Lee, LCD fans, streamer, whatever you want to call it, Dr. Chris action figure, and it runs 3-2-1 and works relatively good. In this video, you're going to see me do a hashtag Amiga Life, and that is where I do a online upgrade of this unit's CPLD and firmware that causes a nightmare. I spend the next several days getting back to where I was before I started it. Hashtag, that's where I came up with the hashtag Amiga Life. Are hashtags still a thing? I don't know. But in this video, you're going to see me do this, get into a big pickle, end up getting on Discord talking with the creator of this Shanshi and working out some bugs, ending up rolling the firmware back. Version 18 at this time totally pickled this thing and caused a nightmare, which you'll see. And I hope you stick around, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Boy, do we got an old girl out here. This is my purple Amiga 4000 tower that we went through the whole ordeal, and I've worked out a lot of the bugs, but I haven't turned it on in at least 6 months. It's been sitting up there on the archives. So I figured it's 10:30 at night on a Friday. I'm getting ready to go to bed. Let's hashtag Amiga Life and see what's new. Are there any updates for this CPLD? It has a magnetic filter on the bottom that I kept knocking off, but we'll leave that off for now. This case is, a good 50 plus US pounds. Recapping what it is, it has an Amiga 4000 in purple, courtesy of Mr. Kavanaugh's, a Z3660 with a 68060 Rev 6 at 100 megahertz. It also has the built-in 040 CPLD FPGA doohicular. It has Lee LCD fans, a Dr. Chris figurine, and lights abound in purple. There's a Raspberry Pi hiding on one of the compartments that controls the Lee software. It runs Windows 11 ARM, it's auto boot, the things load, there are images and animations abound. I have problems with this machine, go figure, it's an Amiga. Just weird things happening, mainly because of that card. It has Ethernet, it has RTG, it has sound, everything that it's able to do, it can do. Sometimes. Other times it just freaks out. But depending on the firmwares. I haven't updated it in forever, and that's what we're here for. I'm going to press the button. It's HDMI. Make Amiga great again. The fried chicken, the Pi Amiga girl. On the bottom is another fried chicken. A Dr. Chris and the Great Restoration on both of those. When Windows boots, the streamer will start to flow in purple. All the lights will go to purple. Windows 11 didn't do nothing. Oh, it's starting now. There we go. The streamer should blink purple in a second. Or Windows is crashing. I don't know. I haven't turned it on in forever. The CPLD, the Windows card could have lost its config. I don't know. I do have the ability to check the Windows install by flapping down the back panel. I have a USB hub for keyboard and mouse for the PC side and an HDMI. Here is a panel that comes off. In this thing is a USB port, and there's an HDMI plug right here. Remember, let's turn it off. The whole idea of this machine was to make the ultimate Amiga 4000. Yeah, I know it's overkill. I know I spent too much money on the case. You've seen the whole thing. I just want to see if Windows loads. There's the HDMI for the Raspberry Pi. We're going to see the Raspberry Pi, and you'll see ARM Windows 11. We're just going to see if she boots. I don't do any updates. There's no wireless. There's no Ethernet on here because it didn't work on this Raspberry Pi. As you can see, it's doing nothing. It should say Windows 11. They're doing nothing. So we're turning it off again. Hard kill it because that's great for Raspberry Pis. The ZTop software. At the time of my filming this, this is Beta 15 firmware, ZTop 103. We are at 100 megahertz currently. Our preset is for the real 060 100 megahertz. You can do the UAE JIT 06050. I have both of the machines in 50 and 100 in real and 50 and 100 in virtualized. The boot modes for real 060, you can control the megahertz here and here. The 322 ROM, I can update this on the fly. There we go, it's C. Okay, so the console comes up. You're going to see some various options, and we're going to choose to connect to the internet and check if there's an update version. So we're going to choose I, Ethernet, 103 Beta 18 is the latest. This does have the flasher module from Cavanaugh's on the Z3660. Download the latest boot.bin and overwrite the Z3660 bin. So the latest JED date is March 28th, 2025. You have October 5th, 2024. Boot bin boots the system and it searches for the Z3660.bin. To continue booting, if the Z3660 bin is bad, it searches for failsafe. If failsafe is bad, it searches for boot to continue booting itself. So it looks like it's just 4 copies of the same thing. So we're going to download the latest boot bin U. Downloading latest boot bin. And we're also going to flash the CPLD because it's beta 18 and I have 103 beta 12. You can't really see the whole screen because of the damn camera and the big old butt box in the way. Sorry. This is the thingy. I want to download the latest 3660 SCSI ROM to it. So let's download the latest CPLD firmware and flash it. That's also D.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
But it's downloading the latest firmware for the CPLD on the Z3660. Verifying. Okay, success. Let's sit for 10 seconds. Turn it back on. I'm holding Z down. Oh, after power on, Z opens ZTop. Can't access the Amiga keyboard. Serial debug used as keyboard.
Are they dead?
Oh no, they're just resting.
That's great. Okay, so 103 beta 18, it sees the firmware. 100 megahertz, Z3 RTG enabled, SCSI boot enabled, 060 real 060 CPU preset. Can't see my keyboard. Why? I didn't do anything. I plugged an HDMI cable into this monitor of dimness for the Pi side, the Windows side, so I can see what's going on. PC keyboard mouse hooked up on top of that. Here's the remote to control the top fan lights. Forgot about that. We're going to turn this on again. Amiga side here. Windows ARM here. Can't access the keyboard. Serial debug used this keyboard. So this just effed itself. Hashtag Amiga Life, 11 o'clock at night. It was working fine. There's the Pi crap. Serial only. I don't know how I'm supposed to get into it. Serial only. Z3660 Wiki. Last edited October 2024. That's just great. The latest updates 2023 on the GitHub page. Let's hop on the old Discord. Beta 16, February 1st, 2025. This big piece of glass out. Lay it on top of Raspberry Pi 5. Now I have access to the guts. All I need to do is get this card out of here, put it in my PC, and copy my files back over that I backed up. Recopied from my backup. No keyboard error. But it does nothing. Hold Z down. Nice airflow. Alright. So, here's what we get on Z-Top. ZZ-Top, whatever you want to call it. Z3660 Z-Top. Boot, real 060. If I knock this to 50 megahertz, right, and say apply all, not doing anything. What happens is these lights right here, this pack of white lights, that's like the activity in the hard drive activity. The bottom one that's not lighting up, just with the glow of the top, that is your boots, hard drive dudes. So this totally borked itself. Here's 17, oh boy. Going back into Real Amiga, it is currently 11 o'clock at night. Checking some stuff. Boot VIN can't find, failsafe can't find, Z3660.
Feel your anger.
Error when copying boot bin to failsafe. Okay, you have the latest SCSI ROM. You have the latest JED file. Okay, R to reboot. Let's do nothing. And see what doesn't happen. Well, this ain't doing diddly squat.
I want to get to the bottom of this. ASAFP.
Oh, so do I.
If this works, this will go, not freak out, and it'll just work. But it's not, because, great. The green lights over here are solid.
2 hours later.
There we go. Holy God Almighty. That's why you don't mess with this thing. Now I got to get it back to regular. So this isn't even using the 060. So it's 50 megahertz. It's using the UAE JIT 040, 16840, 882, 040 FPU. And we're frozen in slow mode, and I'll show you why. This is what sucks about this card. Right here, you're going to see a green light. A green light. There's supposed to be 2 of them. That means a core crash. A core crash, you say, yeah, when you do too much on it, it just doesn't work anymore. Now you can hold Control Amiga down and flip through the different modes. And now you'll see if it's going to work again. We have 2 green lights. 2 green lights. And if this is going to work, this will flicker. The lower one will flicker and it'll boot. But guess what? It's not booting. Inside of this Eye of Sauron is a red dot. That white circle. There's a red dot. There's also a blue dot. Blue dot means real CPU. So we're going to flip this. This should turn blue if it's going to work, which it won't. It's a beta 16s from February 1st. Still hadn't flipped. Every time I flip it, I have to turn it off. I have to wait. Say a prayer to J minor. Rub Dr. Chris's bald ass head. And see what happens. If it reads it properly, it should go to blue on this dot. Says it. Bus frequency 50 megahertz. 060 50. Real 060 100. So it's not even listening to me. Do you see why I unplugged the Raspberry Pi? Holding Z down again. There you go. 060 real CPU. Real 060. Apply all. That doesn't turn blue. It's supposed to turn blue, meaning it's using the real 060. 060, 100 megahertz, but it does nothing. Holy God. Can't get the 060 to work at all. Okay, it works. Then you're going to put the lid back on, you're going to button it all up, figure out why your Raspberry Pi isn't working. This is an emulated CPU. It's not what I want. But I mean, it works. It's a 1134, which spells hell. Also, Windows finally came up on like the 18th time. CPLD firmware is 0.18 on this. So that's the problem. Hit I again. I'm going to see if I can get the Liam Lee software to finally fire up. Now, alright, since Windows loaded, you'll see the Black Lotus running Starstruck automatically. Underneath of that, you'll see the Boing Ball Juggler. Behind Dr. Chris's lab coat, you'll see the Boing Ball bouncing. And then at the bottom here, I don't know if you're going to see it or not when they're functioning properly, of course, fried chicken, the Kickstart 3 animation logo, and Dr. Chris and the Great Restoration. All in purple, and the purple fans and the Strimer doing its power flow in. The Amiga don't work, but the Raspberry Pi is working now. Beta 14, Beta 18 does not work. It doesn't work. Get your keyboard error and you're effed and nothing works. So I can't even change any Z-turn options besides editing the config file on the Linux side. The moral is, hashtag Amiga Life, when you want to go to bed. Don't touch your 4000 you haven't touched in forever to do a stupid quick update of some firmware that ended up bricking the whole thing and making it worse than it was before it was messed up when I put it on the shelf the first time. One of those nights where you're just like, I'm figuring this SOB out. It's currently 12:28 a.m. Welcome back to the morning. Well, mid-morning. It's 9:10 a.m. CPLD is blank. Whenever I turn it on, it just flashes over and over. Why is it stuck in a programming loop now? So it's just stuck in a programming loop. Okay, so it's decided on its own that all it's going to do is flash CPLD. Alright, Shanchi says to take the SD card out, edit the pre-selected config, and move the boot mode back to UAE JIT040 and CPU Freak 100. Okay, here we go. Plugging back in. Energize. Doing nothing. Goes right into flash into CPLD.
You stewed, buttwad.
That's the beauty of Discord, is you can talk to the developers right away, like us with Amiga, or Shanchi with this Z3660 that I just have the best of luck with. While I'm waiting, I should put another accelerator in here and make sure that ATK and all that stuff is working and I don't have any weird issues, CIAs and shit. Let's go down this rabbit hole. Okay, I said thank you. I'll report back in 10 minutes. Thank you for the assistance. Bye-bye, Z-turn. There we go. There's our girl. Beautiful accelerator, by the way. Beautiful. After a sandwich emergency, Kickstart 3.2. My disk drive is in. Let's do a quick CIA check, bitch check on this. 6 megs of RAM, 2 megs of chip, 4 megs of fast. For some reason, the new Amiga board is not... It's not... Oh! We crashed. Great. Let's reseat a chip here. That's chip RAM. That's fast RAM. That's fast RAM. Alright, we're just giving it a touch. FCF80023. That's normal. Audio I know works. Video, everything's cool. Alright, let's turn this off. Leaving this jumpered as it was. We're going to put back in the monster truck. I have to unplug my floppy because this thing hates the floppy. So card is in, Z-turn is in, HDMI, keyboard and mouse are plugged in. Energize. Holy crap. I'm back to where I was before I started. Amiga Life. Hashtag Amiga Life. There you go. So the moral of this story is typical Amiga. When you want to do something to your computer to improve it or get a new version or potentially fix something, number one, make a backup before you F with anything. Number two, go down a 12+ hour rabbit hole over multiple days to attempt, fail, and then attempt to get back to where you were, eventually returning to where you were before you started, and you feel that you accomplished something, when actually you've done nothing but waste your time. So watch this channel, so I can do that on your behalf and save you the headache. Special thanks to Kavanaugh's on the Discord and Shanchi on the Discord of the ZZ3660 Discord forum for putting up with my antics and my questions and my interesting things to deal with me on here if you want to follow along on the story. It's from early May when this was taking place. And yeah, we're rocking. I don't know if my sound was set up. I forget where I left off on things. So this was left in a period of I have to fix some other stuff. And I apologize for my dog barking. So I hope you found this somewhat interesting. And oh my god, I still have to hook the Raspberry Pi back up, put this all back together to make it all pretty and work and lights and stuff again. A bunch of hours of work. I did get it back to where it was. And even probably a little bit better. Fixed a couple things with the Windows side on the ARM. Had to reflash it. I corrupted the file system from turning it off and on with the Amiga power supply. I wish there was a way that wireless worked. I'm going to go out and get an Ethernet adapter or something that I can control it from SSH or something to shut it down. Make a batch file or a command to do that. That way it turns the Pi off so I don't corrupt it. That way all the lights and effects that are non-Amiga are functional without worry. Otherwise, you just go like this. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something.
Please consider joining the Patreon to help Dr. Chris continue to save these computers. He's the greatest there ever was besides me, of course. Join for as little as $1 a month or more. If you're rich like me, as Dr. Chris would say, thank you for watching, and we hope you learned something.
What do you know from funny, you bastard?